like, is there a fundamental question here? Should emerging tech applications be regulated through a legal framework right now, or do you envision that there is a better way to sort of approach this?
Sure. So, I think, like I said in my opening remarks as well, I don't believe we can micro legislate for emerging tech. I'm not sure we're at a point where we need specific laws or regulations for each type of emerging tech application or use case. That is not going to work at all. The law becomes outdated pretty soon. Tech will always outpace law, and which is why I guess privacy and other governance regimes around the world also go with a more principle based approach and focus energies on developing a regulatory system or an ecosystem where there's maybe downstream guidance around how to regulate, how to govern different use cases that come up. I think great examples would be the UKICO or the French CNIL, which routinely come up with these guidances around different use cases or different functions on how you regulate. I also do think it's important to have somewhat of an interdisciplinary approach here. And by that, I mean, I did see some reference in your paper to say something like dark patterns. And I've heard someone say this, I couldn't recall who and where, that there's just a difference between persuasion and coercion. In a traditional business setting, you're like persuading a consumer to buy a product is good marketing, and employee would be rewarded for it. But coercive techniques are what we're really trying to guard against. But on a UI, this question of what is persuasion, or on a user interface, what is persuasion versus what is coercion, is really not a bright line test. Like different colors, is that enough of a nudge? If you get calls multiple times in a day, does that trip into coercion status? Are lawyers or even product developers even the right people to sit and decide this? Who decides for one individual what is persuasion, coercion? So often, I think just a lot more conversation around having more people, psychologists, people who have a better understanding of human behavior, perhaps, to come in, because each of these use cases are also very context specific. And yeah, I think some sort of baseline principle based approach with a regulator that works with different kinds of experts might help the cause.